Hi everyone, just wanted to record our weekly summary video here. But before I get started, I just wanted to do a short public service announcement. Try and get through this without crying. This is my fourth attempt. But so for those of you that were on the call with me last week, or the collaborate on, it was the first one that we had. We had a tragedy strike our family, friends of ours, but very close friends. Friends are family to me. Um, but I just want to say if going to school and working full time, which is what many of you do, or even just going to school, can be stressful and difficult. If at any point you need someone to reach out to talk to, if you're having troubles, we have at RMU we have a counseling center that's available for you. We have lots of resources, but know that your faculty are here too. I'm a good resource to vent to. But please know that there are people here that care here at RMU, that care about you. Um, okay, I'll leave it at that. But just know that there are certainly people. If you don't have someone to talk to, if you're not comfortable going to family or friends to vent about an issue, if you're having troubles, please know that there are people here and there are resources at RMU that can help you. Um, don't feel like you're alone, because a lot of people deal with struggles, especially when you're in school. So we'll leave it at that. And so let's talk about quality. Let's move on. Um, Quality improvement is what we talked about last week. And overall, hopefully you got a taste of it. Sometimes it can be a little bit hard when you don't do. I didn't want to burden you with both a discussion board and the synchronous session during the week. So sometimes it can be a little difficult. But hopefully you did get a taste for the quality improvement activities through the paper and through our synchronous. Well, obviously we didn't talk about it in our synchronous session, but through the paper and the videos and the readings. But generally, quality improvement is really one of the big pushes currently in the industry, and rightfully so. Um, we really have some quality issues in our industry currently, and actually, this will be another happier, I guess. Well, it's probably not happier if you think about the topic, but another PSA coming up on the 29th, I believe it is. Actually, I'll check my phone to give you the correct date. But coming up, we have a session. Yep, 29th, in the evening, and you'll definitely get some announcements about it coming up. We have a session that is about medical errors. You'll see it announced as the fall networking session, but it's sponsored by our department, by the HSA department, as well as the RISE Center, which is our simulation center in our school. But it is all about medical errors and patient safety, so quality improvement activities. And we have a video that's going to be shown, and we also have a panel discussion. It's going to be down at Yorktown Hall, which is just down the street from RMU. Apparently, it used to be a hotel. I'm not sure. I think I've heard people say the Holiday Inn. That was before my time here in Pittsburgh, or not here in Pittsburgh, but in Pittsburgh. I'm in New York right now, but it was before my time in Pittsburgh. But it is. I think it was a Holiday Inn, but it's next to the DoubleTree on University Boulevard, and the it'll be held in the first floor in the conference center area, and so we'll have a panel discussion. We'll have the movie. There's always food and drinks available at the beginning, and networking. We'll have obviously lots of students will be there, but also some professionals from the industry come faculty come, lots of folks from nursing and health sciences, so not just HSA, folks from other aspects of the school. So it's always a good night and can give you a further taste of the quality improvement arm and patient safety arm. So hopefully you got a good taste outside of that, and it's something you'll actually get a lot further detail on if you are in the HSA program or in the HSA minor. You'll get some additional information in one of the two classes, 2300, 2350. You'll get 2 weeks worth of that. And then if you are an HSA major, you will get a full class on quality improvement. So lots of additional detail on that to come. Trying to think of what else is important from last week. We also did there was some reading on operations. Operations is interesting because it's really just a culmination of everything that we learn. Operations managers are responsible for everything. So they're responsible for a little bit of finance, a little bit of quality improvement, a little bit of HR, a little bit of supply chain. Operations managers are really, I call them a jack of all trades, master of none, because they really do a little bit of everything. It's a very important job in any facility, and they really have to do a little bit of everything. Sorry about that. Quick pause. So let's talk about the quiz. Sorry, I'm working off two computers here. So a few questions I wanted to go over on the quiz. So the first one was about Don Abedian. So Don Abedian defined healthcare quality as having which of the following components? So when you looked at, when we talked about, when it was talked about in the textbook, Don Abedian's definition of quality, so there was really a couple different definitions that were discussed. The IOM definition, which came out of their reports, Crossing Quality Chasm, and To Err Is Human. And actually, To Err Is Human, the film that's going to be shown at our upcoming networking event is To Err Is Human. It's a brand new documentary that has just been created within the last I'm assuming the last couple of years, because it hasn't even gone to, it's going to be going to DVD sometime soon, but we're having a special screening of it. So it should be really interesting. But it's based on the To Err Is Human report. In any case, so the IOM, Institute of Medicine's definition, is one definition, but Don Abedian, who is a physician, had a different definition, and it's based on structures, processes, and outcomes. So we were looking at Don Abedian's definition, and I think this is what led some of you astray. You were looking just strictly on the structures, processes, and outcomes. And this is an area where you really want to be thinking for the final. At this point, we're looking to not just, this is what the text says, those are the words I'm looking for. You want to be using a little bit more critical analytical thinking. And actually, the textbook does start talking further about some of these. Okay, well, here's what the definition, break it down a little bit further. Okay, well, his definition talked more in depth about the amenities of care, ethical principles, etc. So our correct answer was the ethical principles that govern the conduct of affairs in general and the healthcare enterprise in particular. And that was specific to where he talks about the amenities of care, which would be that healthcare enterprise. In order to have high quality care, you need to have your amenities of care in order. You need to have your healthcare enterprise in order. And then obviously you need to be providing care in an ethical manner. So those need to be in line in order to be providing high quality care, according to Don Abedian's definition, which does differ a little bit from the IOM definition. So hopefully that makes sense. Social management of health and illness, and quality of nursing education, although generally one would think that those would contribute to quality of care, they were not part of his definition. So that's why that was not correct. So let me move here to the next. I apologize for being, it's been a very difficult few days, so I do apologize. Okay, so the next question has to do with the IOM's definition. So the definition of quality provided by the Institute of Medicine is the most widely accepted definition of healthcare quality. Which of the following are not parts of the definition? So this list, and I'm not going to read them all, but there's a bunch of them listed here about achieving desired health outcomes, blah, blah, blah. But the one thing that they talk about, and this is the one that is not part, is they should provide value consistent with the cost structure of the healthcare organization. And what the IOM does not talk about is cost. The elements, so the IOM's definition is the degree to which health services for individuals or populations increase the likelihood of desired health outcomes and are consistent with the current professional knowledge. So what they're focused on is effective health care that improves population health and is based and rooted in evidence. So it's evidence-based care that is effective and helps make the population overall healthy. So they don't care about cost, which is interesting because when we look at the triple aim, which comes from the Institute of Healthcare Improvement, they are focused on cost-effective care, but the Institute of Medicine doesn't care about cost-effective care. So it all depends on where you're getting where you're getting your information from a definition standpoint, and in the real world, your organization needs to define what you consider in your quality. What are you going to consider high quality care in your organization based on what other folks are seeing? Okay. Next question. The Baldrige Award features 9 criteria arranged in a structure process outcome framework. Which of the following is not a structural aspect of the quality in the Baldrige Award criteria? I apologize that my phone is going crazy because I'm trying to do work and not pay attention to everything going on around me. The Baldrige criteria, and the main reason Baldrige Award is a very important award overall in the industry from a quality standpoint, but also the Baldrige criteria are very important. If you look at, and I have the book open to page 152, there's that little chart of all the Baldrige criteria. We've talked about, I haven't really gotten to time. I may have talked about it a little bit in the Ed Puzzles in the past. Those 7 functional areas that our class here has been built on, the 7 areas we've talked about in week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this week 7 is the 7th functional area. Those 7 functional areas are built on those 7 boxes in the Baldrige quality structure. So leadership, strategic planning, focus on patients, customers and other markets, that's marketing. 3, that was 3. 4 is measurement analysis and knowledge management. That was, what do we do in week 4? I can't even think right now. But staff focus is HR. Process management was just this past week that we're talking about now, quality management. And then this week that we're in right now, finance, which is organizational performance results. We'll know if we're doing well if our finances are functional. So these are our 7. 4 is IT. So measurement analysis, knowledge management, that's information technology. So those are our 7 functional areas. We adapted ours a little bit, so we made sure we could capture everything, but that's what our program here at RMU is built on, are these 7 functional areas. So it's very, these 7 dimensions in the Baldrige criteria, very important in the industry overall, and obviously important to those that seek that Baldrige Award, which is a very prestigious award. So in looking down through the answers that were provided in this particular question, leadership, strategic planning, focus on patients, the only one that is not one of these 7 or the overall structural criteria is followership. So followership is not one of those that we would have in that particular situation. So I think I had one more to go over. There it is. So the term effectiveness of clinical care can be addressed with which of the following questions? So this kind of goes back to, where is it? There it is. This goes back to the Donabedian definition and the focus on clinical care, effectiveness versus efficiency. So when you're looking at effectiveness of clinical care versus efficiency in clinical care, there's questions that you're going to ask yourself. So the term effectiveness of clinical care can be addressed with which of the following questions, and there are many questions that are listed. The correct answer is, are the right things getting done? So effectiveness is going to be assessed by the question, are the right things getting done? Efficiency is going to be assessed by the question, are things done right? So effectiveness, are the right things getting done? Efficiency, are things being done properly? Are things done right? It's not really proper grammar, so I don't like that. But are things being done properly? That is that would be the appropriate answer to determine if something's being done efficiently. So, like for example, was the clinical procedure done correctly? That would be a determination if it was being done efficiently. Now, ultimately, they both will go back to quality. If it's efficiency and effectiveness, both tie into quality, but an effectiveness question based on these theorists is an effectiveness question. Are the right things getting done? So that's all I've got. I'll be back in Pittsburgh tonight. We have a service to go to in a very short while, and then we'll be on the road back to Pittsburgh. So we will be back. I'll be back tonight, and I'll be available on email most of the day. And so hopefully I'll see you all in the Flipgrid this week. Any questions? I did post a final exam blueprint, but if you have any questions on the final or anything else coming up for next week or anything on this week's work, please just let me know. So thanks so much. Thanks for obliging my PSA, and hope to see you all in the classroom. Thanks.